Once upon a time, in a quiet village near the mountains, there lived an old sadhu. He had traveled the world, seen many things, and learned many lessons. Now, in his old age, he sat under a large banyan tree every day, meditating and watching the world go by. One morning, as the sadhu sat in silence, a small sparrow landed on the branch above him. The sparrow looked tired and sad. Her feathers were dirty, and her eyes had lost their shine. "Why do you look so unhappy, little bird?" the sadhu asked gently. The sparrow looked down and sighed. "Sadhuji, I am tired of my life. I am just a small sparrow. I cannot fly high like the eagle. I cannot sing beautifully like the nightingale. I cannot be colorful like the parrot. I am nothing special. I am stuck being ordinary forever." The sadhu smiled softly. "Come, sit closer. Let me tell you something." The sparrow flew down and sat on the sadhu's shoulder. "Tell me," the sadhu said, "who told you that you cannot fly high? Everyone knows eagles fly higher than sparrows." The sparrow replied, "It is just the way things are. We sparrows have limits." "Limits?" the sadhu asked. "Or beliefs?" The sparrow tilted her head, confused. The sadhu continued, "Let me ask you something else. Have you ever tried to fly as high as you possibly can? Have you ever pushed yourself beyond what you think is possible?" The sparrow thought for a moment. "No, I have not. Why would I? I know I cannot reach that high." "Ah," said the sadhu, "there is your problem. You have already decided what you cannot do before even trying. You have built a cage in your mind, and you are living inside it. The saddest prison is the one we build for ourselves." The sparrow felt something stir inside her heart. The sadhu's words touched a place deep within her that had been sleeping for a long time. "But Sadhuji," the sparrow said quietly, "what if I try and fail? What if I am not strong enough?" The sadhu looked at her with kind eyes. "My dear bird, failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. Every great being who ever lived has failed many times. But they did not let failure define them. They learned, they grew, and they tried again." He paused and then said, "Do you know what the real tragedy is? The real tragedy is not trying at all. It is living your whole life wondering, what if? It is dying with your music still inside you." The sparrow's heart began to beat faster. Something was changing inside her. "Let me tell you a secret," the sadhu whispered. "The limits you believe in are not real. They are simply stories you have told yourself so many times that you started believing them. But you have the power to change that story. You have the power to destroy those limits." "How?" the sparrow asked, her voice filled with hope. "How do I destroy my limits?" The sadhu smiled. "First, you must change what you believe. Stop saying I cannot. Stop saying I will try. Stop comparing yourself to the eagle or the nightingale. They have their gifts, and you have yours. Your job is not to be them. Your job is to be the best version of yourself." The sparrow listened carefully to every word. "Second," the sadhu continued, "you must take action. Dreams without action are just wishes. You must practice every day. You must push yourself a little more each time. Some days you will feel strong. Some days you will feel weak. But if you keep going, you will grow." Third, the sadhu said, "You must be patient with yourself. A seed does not become a tree overnight. Growth takes time. Be kind to yourself when you make mistakes. Learn from them and move forward." The sparrow felt tears in her eyes. No one had ever spoken to her this way before. No one had ever told her she could be more than what she was. "Sadhuji," she said softly, "I am afraid. What if I am not brave enough?" The sadhu reached out and gently touched the sparrow's tiny head with his finger. "Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is feeling afraid and doing it anyway. Every brave person you have ever heard of was afraid at some point, but they did not let fear stop them." He looked into her eyes and said, "You have something inside you that is stronger than any fear. It is your spirit. It is your will to live, to grow, to become. Trust that spirit. It will guide you. The sparrow felt something powerful awakening inside her. It was as if chains were breaking. It was as if a door that had been locked for years was finally opening. "Will you try?" the sadhu asked. The sparrow nodded. Yes, I will try." "Good," the sadhu said. "Now go. The sky is waiting for you." The sparrow spread her wings and flew from the sadhu's shoulder. At first, she flew the way she always had, low and careful. But then she remembered the sadhu's words. She flapped her wings harder. She pushed herself higher and higher. Her muscles burned. Her breath came fast. But she did not stop. She kept going. She flew higher than she had ever flown before. The wind was strong, but she was stronger. The journey was hard, but she was determined. When she finally came back down, she was exhausted, but her eyes were shining with joy. "Sadhuji! Sadhuji!" she chirped excitedly. "I did it! I flew so high! I saw things I have never seen before. The world looks so different from up there." The sadhu laughed, his eyes twinkling with happiness. "You see? The only thing holding you back was your own belief. Once you destroyed that limit, you discovered what you were truly capable of." The sparrow danced on the branch, her heart full of gratitude. "Thank you, Sadhuji. You changed my life." The sadhu shook his head gently. "No, little one. I did not change your life. I simply reminded you of what was already inside you. You had the power all along. You just needed to believe in it." From that day forward, the sparrow flew higher and higher. She still could not fly as high as an eagle, but that no longer mattered. She was not trying to be an eagle. She was trying to be the best sparrow she could be. And that was enough. Word spread among the other birds. They came to the banyan tree to hear the sadhu's wisdom. And to each one, he said the same thing. "Your limits are not real. They are just beliefs. Change your beliefs, take action, and you will discover that you are capable of far more than you ever imagined." The lesson is simple but powerful. You are not limited by what you are. You are limited only by what you believe you are. Destroy those false beliefs. Push yourself beyond your comfort zone. Be patient with your growth. And never, ever give up on yourself. Your true potential is waiting for you. All you have to do is believe in it and take the first step. The sky is not the limit. Your mind is. Break free.